Hello everyone, how are you? I'm fine. I hope all are doing the work in proper manner. Very good. I'm glad to meet you through this once again the zoology class. I hope all are happy to learn in this class. Okay, students, let us start my teaching. Okay, so today I'm going to teach blood vessels of frog. Okay, blood vascular system of frog. Blood vascular system of frog. So listen to me. In this class, we're going to learn lot of scientific term of our organ, of a frog organ. So listen carefully, then only you can study easily. Okay. And all of you take your book. Have you take your book? Okay, very good. And take your pencil also for underline the key points or important terms of in this class. Okay, students? Okay, very good. So, the blood vascular system consists of a heart and the blood vessels, and remain one is blood. Okay. So, the blood vascular system consists three parts. What are that? Heart, blood vessels and blood. Okay. And the heart with three chamber. Heart with three chamber. Okay, students. And the blood vessels can help to transfer the blood overall the body. First, I come the heart. The heart covered by the double layer. The heart covered by a double layer. Okay. Look at me. It is a frog heart. Just imagine. Okay. And the heart covered by a double layer. That name of the layer is called pericord. Pericardium. Okay. So, blood vessels have a, blood vascular system have a three categories. One is heart and second one is blood vessels and blood. In heart have a three chamber and also the heart wall called pericardium. Okay, heart wall called a pericardium, and again the anterior, that is the anterior portion of heart, and it is a posterior part of the heart. It is a triangle portions. Okay, so heart divided into three chamber. So that is the three chamber of the heart. That is a three chamber of a heart. Okay, so first one is anterior chamber. That is anterior chamber and posterior chamber. That anterior chamber called as auricles. That is called as auricles. And the posterior chamber called as ventricle. Okay. And the triangle chamber called sinus venosus. Sinus venosus. Okay. Sinus venosus. So look at me. The heart of the frog divided into three chamber. The anterior chamber called auricles and the posterior chamber called ventricles, and again the triangle chamber called sinus venosus. Sinus venosus. Okay. And then the blood also, already I said the blood vessels help to transfer the blood overall the body. And the blood also consists plasma and cells, blood cells. Okay. The heart of the frog consists three chamber: anterior, ventricles, and the sinus venosus chamber. Okay, and then the blood vessels helpful to transfer the blood, and the blood consists two things. One is a plasma, and another one is a plasma cell. Okay, so plasma and blood cells. So overall the blood plasma occupied 60 percentage. Plasma occupied 60 percentage, and the blood vessels. What are the blood vessels? Red blood cells, blood cells. Okay, red blood cells, white blood cells. What are the blood cells? Red blood cells and white blood cells. Okay, so I remind the overall point. Blood vascular system of a frog consists of three parts. What are that? Heart, blood vessels, and the blood. Okay, and the heart consists of three chamber. How many chamber? Three chamber, and these three chamber names are auricles, ventricles, and sinus veneers. Okay, and the heart of the wall cover the thin double layer. The thin double layer told to be pericardium. The thin double layer told to be pericardium. Are you clear it? Okay. Then the blood vessels helpful to, and the blood vessels helpful to transfer the blood overall the body. Transfer the blood overall the body by the help of pulmonary veins and postecoval vein, then systematic trunk vein. These are involve the transfer of blood. And third one is blood. So the blood is a main important things, because through the blood only all the cells can get the nutrition and aeration. Okay, so this blood also consists of plasma and blood cells. Overall the blood plasma occupied 60 percentage, and the blood cells also divided into red blood cells and white blood cells. Okay, so red blood cells are loaded with red pigment, nucleated and oval in shape. What are that? First of all, red blood cells occupied or loaded red pigments. That is a very important point. Okay. Red blood cells only have red pigments. For that only red blood cell color is red in color. For red pigments only blood color is red color. Okay. So what are the reason of blood color? Red pigments. Okay. So that red pigments have red blood cells. And second point, it is a nucleotide. Okay, nucleotide. Sorry, nucleotide. And then third point is, it is oval in shape. It is oval in shape. So what are that? First of all, red pigment, nucleotide and oval in shape. Okay, what are the properties of red blood cells? Red blood cells consist or loaded red pigment nucleotide, oval in shape. Okay. And likewise, white blood cells also have the nucleotide. Have the nucleotide. Okay. Nucleotides. And this is the red blood cells are oval in shape, but the white blood cells is a circle in shape. Okay. White blood cells is a circle in shape. And once again repeat. What are the properties of white blood cells? White blood cells consist the nucleodes and the shape of the white blood cells is circular. Likewise, red blood cells is it's loaded red pigment and nucleotide and shape of the red blood cells is oval in shape. Shape of the red blood cell is oval in shape and also the red blood cells otherwise called as erythrocyte. The red blood cells otherwise called as erythrocyte. Okay. Likewise, the WBC or white blood cells also called as leukocytes. What is that? Leukocytes. Okay. So, RBC otherwise called as erythrocyte. WBC or white blood cells otherwise called as leukocytes. Are you clear it? Okay, once again repeat the whole point. What are the parts of blood vessel system of frog? What are the parts? Yes, very good. Heart, blood vessels and blood. Okay, these are the parts of blood vascular system of frog. Okay. Then what are the parts of blood? What are the parts of blood? Plasma and blood cells. Plasma and blood cells. Okay. Overall blood plasma occupied 60 percentage. Plasma occupied 60 percentage. And also blood cells divided into two types. One is RBC and another one is WBC. Okay. So RBC otherwise called as erythrocyte. Likewise WBC otherwise called as leukocyte. And what are the properties of RBC? RBC loaded red pigment. These pigment are responsible for the color of blood. Okay, or reason for the color of blood. Then RBC consists the nucleotide and it is a shape of the RBC is oval in shape. Likewise, WBC otherwise called as leukocyte and WBC consists nucleotides and the shape of the WBC is circular. Okay. And then the heart of the frog divided into three chamber. The name of the chamber are auricles, ventricles and sinus veneers. And the wall of the heart cover the thin layer. That layer name is pericardium. Okay, are you clear it? Okay, very good. So, what are the parts of blood vascular system? What are the parts? Can you say the answer? What are the parts of blood vascular system of frog? Yes, heart with the three chamber and then blood vessels and then blood. These are the parts of the blood vascular system of frog, isn't it? And what are the types of blood? What are the types of blood? Yes, red blood cells and white blood cells. Red blood cell and white blood cells. And red blood cells otherwise called as erythrocytes and WBC otherwise called as leukocyte. Okay. Then now I come nervous tissue or nervous system. Okay. Nervous system. The nervous system divided into central nervous. First one is central nervous system. Central nervous system. It is the first one. And second one is peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous system. And third one is autonomous nervous system. Okay. What are that? Central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, autonomous nervous system. Okay. This is CNS. This one PNS. And final one is ANS. Okay. Central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, and final one is autonomous nervous system. Are you clear it? And now the peripheral nervous system consists 10 pairs of cranial nerves and spinal nerves. Okay. So what are that? 10 pairs of cranial nerves and spinal nerves. Cranial nerves and spinal nerves. Both are 10 pairs. Listen to me. The peripheral nervous system only consists. Okay, peripheral nervous system is here. So cranial nerves and spinal nerves. Both are 10 pairs. Both are 10 pairs. Okay, are you clear it? So, then next one is autonomic nervous system. Autonomic nervous system divided into sympathetic and parasympathetic. What are that? Sympathetic and para. Okay. So, sympathetic and parasympathetic are divided of autonomous nervous system. And they all control voluntary function of visceral organs. Okay. So, it is a voluntary control of visceral organs. And CNS, that means central nervous system only, contain the brain and spinal cord. Spinal cord is very important in vertebrates, isn't it? So, the central nervous system only consists the brain and spinal cord. The peripheral nervous system consists the cranial nerves and spinal nerves. And the autonomous nervous system consists sympathetic nerves and parasympathetic nerves. Are you clear it? Okay. Then the brain also divided into the brain. Now only take a brain. Okay. So what are the parts of or division of central nervous system? Brain and spinal cord. And what are the divided or division of peripheral nervous system? Cranial nervous and spinal nervous. Both are 10 pairs. And what are the division or divided into autonomous nervous system? sympathetic and parasympathetic. Okay. So these are the division of uh, autonomous and peripheral and the central nervous system. Now I come the brain. Okay. Brain also divided into three. Brain also divided into three division. What are that? Forelimb, midlimb and hindlimb. Okay. So forelimb is the first division. Sorry, forebrain. Forebrain. Then next one is midbrain. And final one is that is a hindbrain. What are that? Forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. Okay. So forebrain otherwise called as prosencephalon. Okay, what is that? Prosencephalon. And the midbrain also called as mesencephalon. Mesencephalon. Okay. Then the hindbrain was otherwise called rhombencephalon. Okay. So forebrain otherwise called as prosencephalon, and the midbrain otherwise called as mesencephalon, and the hindbrain otherwise called as rhombencephalon. Okay, so these are the another name of the brain. And then the spinal cord also, which enclose in the vertebral column. The spinal cord which enclose the spinal cord which enclose the ventral column, vertebral column. Okay, so once I repeat the point, the central nervous system was consisted brain and spinal cord, and the brain also divided into three categories: forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain. Forebrain otherwise called as prosencephalon, midbrain otherwise called as mesencephalon, and hindbrain also called as rhombencephalon. And likewise the spinal cord enclosed the vertebral column. Okay. Then next one is excretory system of a frog. So in this class, first of all, we have seen the blood vascular system and then nervous system. Now let me teach about the excretory system. Okay, so one organism should get more important in excretory system, more important in the excretory system. So in frog excretory system, how is that? The excretory system contain the pair of kidney and ureter and urinary bladder and finally cloaca. Okay. What are that? Pair of kidney, ureters, urinary bladder and cloaca. These are the component of excretory system or parts of the excretory system of frog. Okay. Pair of kidney, ureters, urinary bladder, cloaca. And commonly the frog excretion of nitrogenous waste. What is that? So nitrogenous waste. waste of salt and any other uh, substance. Okay, but basically nitrogenous waste. It is excretory of in the form of urea. In the form of urea. For that, frog is called ureotelic organism. Ureotelic organism because of in frog commonly excrete the urea in the form of urea. For that only frog is called ureotelic organisms. Okay, ureotelic organisms. So frog called ureotelic organisms because of the frog excrete a product in the form of urea. In the form of urea. Okay. Then next one is reproductive system. Next one is reproductive system of frog. Reproductive system of frog. First of all, we have seen blood vascular system. Then we have seen the nervous system. And now we have seen excretory system. Now I am going to teach respiratory system. So respiratory system is a very important system. Without breathing, you cannot live. So reproductive, sorry. Now I am going to teach reproductive system. What is mean by reproductive system? What is mean by reproductive system, or what is the uses of reproduction? So by the help of reproduction only, population will be present. Okay. First of all, you look here. It is a frog. It is another one frog. So by the help of reproduction, it gives one offspring. So that is the possible to population. That is possible to population. Okay, are you clear it? So reproduction is very important. So two types of frog is there. One is male and another one is female. So male and female. But male reproductive organ is testis. Okay. Male reproductive organ is testis and the female reproductive organ is ovaries. So male frog have a testis, female frog have a ovaries. Okay. And then the testis which are attached to the kidney and the dorsal body wall by fold of peritoneum called mesothelium, and it is arise vasa afferentia from the testis arise from vasa afferentia. Are you clear it? Then they enter the kidney on both each testis. Sorry, they enter the kidney on the both side and open into the Bidder's canal. So then after it open into the Bidder canal. Okay, so male reproductive organ is testis, female reproductive organ is ovaries. After that, the vasa afferentia arise from the testis, open into Bidder's canal. Open into Bidder's canal. Finally, it communicates with the urinogenital duct that comes out the kidneys and open into the cloaca. It communicates with the urinogenital duct and comes out of the kidney and opens into the cloaca. Opens into the cloaca. Are you clear it? The male frog is consist testis and from testis arise vasa afferentia And then the vasa afferentia enter to the bladder canal and finally it come out through the cloaca. And here the female reproductive part is ovaries. It is also attached to the kidney and dorsal body wall by fold peritoneum called mesovarium. Okay. In male frog mesogynum, but the female mesovarium. Okay. And here the ovaries contain the pair of oviduct. Pair of oviduct. And then the oviduct have a ovisac. Okay. Oviduct and then ovisacs. This ovisacs only open into the cloaca. Okay. So you listen to me. The male reproductive organ is testis and the female reproductive organ is ovaries. Both organs are present in the kidney wall of the dorsal side, but the male attached location is called mesogyum, but the female reproductive organ attached location is called mesovarium. And then the ovaries have a pair of oviduct and the oviduct have a ovisac. The ovisac open into the cloaca. Okay. The ovisac open into the cloaca and after get the male vasa afferentia, it start to fertilization in external. The ovisac only preserve the egg. Okay. After that, fertilization is external. Fertilization is external. Okay. After hatching, the egg transfer into tadpoles. The egg transfer into tadpoles. These tadpoles have a tail and fins. Okay, like a fish. The tadpoles look like a fish. After the growth, the tadpoles have a leg and disappear the tail and fins. That is a adult frog. Are you clear it? Female reproductive organ is ovaries. The ovaries consist pair of oviduct and oviduct have a ovisac. This ovisac only contain the capacity to preserve the egg, but fertilization is externally. And after came out the egg start to fertilize and catch out into the tadpoles. These tadpoles have the tail and fins. After grow, these tails and fins disappear and to grow the leg. That young springs is called adult frog. Okay. And these adult frogs developing the teeth, jaw and the lungs to become a function. Okay. So what are that? Once again repeat the same point. Reproductive system, male have a testis, female have a ovaries. And vasa afferentia arise from the testis and enter to the bladder canal, open out into the cloaca. And the female reproductive organ ovaries have a pair of oviduct. Oviduct have a ovisac. It open into the cloaca. Oviduct only have a capacity to preserve the egg. These egg came out, start to fertilize. Fertilization is externally only. After catching the egg into tadpoles, the tadpoles have a tail and fins. After disappear the tails and fins, start to grow the leg. That is the adult frog. Okay. So now I am going to teach economical importance of frog. So we can see everywhere frog, isn't it? So at that time we didn't think anything about frog. Even frog also have some economical importance. and some benefit to us. So in this class, finally, I'm going to teach the economical importance of frog. Okay. So economical of frog. What are the economical importance? First one is the frog is very important role play in the food chain. Okay. Very important role play in the food chain. For that, the frog is needed to in food chain. So it helps to maintain our ecosystem. So first economical important, maintain to ecosystem. Okay. Because the frog play a major role in our food chain. For that, the frog maintain our ecosystem. So frog should be protected. Okay. Then second point, reducing insect pest population. It reduce insect pest population. Because it is a played a major role in a food chain. For that, the frog reduce the insect pest population. And then traditional medicine for controlling blood pressure and for its anti-aging. So it is a very good traditional medicine for the blood pressure. Okay. Then next point, in USA, Chinese, Japanese art consumed the frog. So it is a high nutritive value. For that, somebody's consumed the frog. Okay. What are the economical importance of frog? First of all, maintain ecosystem, because the frog play a major role in a food chain. For that only, frog was maintaining a ecosystem. Then reducing insect pest population. Frog giving a anti-agent for a blood pressure. For that, it is used to traditional medicine. Then USA, Japan, China, and northeast of India, frogs are consumed because it have a high nutritive value. So it is a consumed. Okay. And look at me, students. And your homework is page number 69. Page number 69. Figure 4.25. Okay. It's a homework. And also page number 67. Figure 4.20. This is your homework. Okay, note it. Do properly. Thank you, students.